Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for your patience as I get this channel going. Could you guys hear the countdown and all of that? Let me know if it worked okay. Good morning and happy Monday. It is Monday morning for sure. Holy hell, I did, Mandy Joe. I did. So a lawyer went missing like right around from where I live. He went missing from his office, and the bathroom, the employee said it smelled and like bleach, and there was like blood in there. But get this, no one, like, they're not saying like how he left. Like, they didn't see him leave the building. They haven't found him, but they arrested another doctor, a plastic surgeon, and charged him with first-degree murder. But they haven't found the lawyer yet. Crazy. Only in Florida.
Roberta.
So I hope you guys are having a nice Monday morning. What is going on in your worlds this morning? I'm just still sucking on some coffee, and I wanted to go over some of the PCA with you guys because I'm done. I'm done pouting for the weekend. I pouted the weekend away. And we can talk a little bit more about other stuff, but I want to get this out of the way because when I have something on the forefront, so to speak, holy sheath, when I have something on the forefront, I got to get it off my chest. Oh yeah, Skittles, that's right. There is the firm that the missing lawyer works for is representing someone in a civil case, and they're not happy about it. Legendary, what's up? You're not green, Legendary. Hi, Vegas. I'm loving seeing the green. Melissa B, Allison, and Vegas. Thank you for supporting over here. I don't expect Audra D, thank you so much. Hi, Rick James. I don't expect it, but I do appreciate it. And Angie B, thank you so much for moderating this morning. I think all of our other moderators are at work. Hey, Olive, how have you been? Talk to me, Jay. Get those demons out. No, it's just, when YouTube does this, it's just like a punch in the gut, you know? It's just something, it sucks because you have no recourse. So, I know, Skittles, your green is gone too, but we'll see what happens. I can, reapply in 30 days. In the meantime, we will hang out over here. And it'll all be good. And if you can join. If you can't, you can't. But it's all good in the hood. So let me show you what I've been looking at here. Thank you for joining this morning. All right, let's get into the madness. Okay, so the PCA states, whoops. It doesn't state that. Here we go. Okay, so the PCA says here, a review of camera footage indicated that a white sedan hereafter suspect vehicle 1, not to be confused with suspect vehicle 2. Oh, my hosed, stop yelling at me. Was observed traveling westbound in the 700 block of Indian Hills Drive in Moscow at approximately 3:26 a.m. and westbound on Steiner at Idaho State Highway 95 in Moscow at 3:28 a.m. On this video, it appeared suspect vehicle 1 was not displaying a front license plate. And then the section goes on to say, a review of footage from multiple videos obtained from the King Road neighborhood showed multiple sightings of suspect vehicle 1 starting at 3:29 and ending at 4:20. So I was like, what the heck is on 700 block of Indian Hills Drive? Because we've read this over and over and over. And we pinned it and we did all that. But we never looked at what was there. What's at 700 Indian Hills Drive? Because it's east of the King Road house. So why was Bryan or suspect vehicle 1 hanging out over on Indian Hills Drive? And I was like, I gotta figure this out. Why? Okay, so let's look. So I made a little video of Indian Hills Drive, and I just kind of floated down the road. We'll just watch it for a minute. And there's a little, and I'm going to show you too, there's cameras. So they caught him on a camera in the 700 block. So here we have one of those little libraries. This dude came out to look at the Google guy. See him on the left? But there's one of those little libraries. And if you look to the far right, that little building there, I don't know, like a little shack, that's got a camera on it as well. But this is the 700 block of Indian Hills. So it gets better. Just bear with me here. I was being nosy per usual. I was like, what books are in there? I was like, what's in there? The stranger beside me? What's in that? I'm like, did Bryan put a book in there? Somebody needs to go by the little book, the little library, and see what's in there. Be careful, though. There might be a brain or something weird. Hi, Jenny. So I'm just like, I mean, what could he see from there? I was like, could he see King Road? What could he see? I'm like, what's going on? There's that camera that I told you about. The brain was in the dump. It was on top of the dumpster. Hey, Feminem, welcome. Hope you're having a good morning. I'm just like, why was he here? And this is just me. Look at you. See me and my nosiness when I'm not live. The hills are alive with the sound of Kohberger. Guys, it is so humid and hot down here right now. I mean, I'm not trying to like rub it in your faces, but it's like really getting humid, and that's not enjoyable. So, okay, so come on, Jay. Let's start going down the road. Oh my God, look, a shovel. I didn't even notice that before. Is that where Bryan got the shovel? I'm just kidding. So this image is from October of 2021. The little library. Yeah, that's what it's called. I couldn't think of the name of it. Thank you, Just Mikes. The Whittle Library. I mean, nice neighborhood, dude. It is so pretty there. I'll show you on the map in a second, Jenny. This is just me and my stupidness. Okay, so let's go. Fast forward a little bit. Let's pick up the pace. So I went back a little bit because the 700 block actually started back further. So I was like, well, what was back there? 81 yesterday and 51 today. Weird. Just Mike's. I'm like, wait, is he wearing New Balance? Just kidding. Just kidding. I'll show you where it is in reference to the house, though. We will get there. First, I was just like being nosy, like, what's here? Why was he on this road? And I figure it out in a second, I think. You guys will have to let me know if you think that's what he was doing. I don't know. Because as I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of apartments. Did someone live in those apartments? And then I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, what's that? That's a what moment?
What?
Yeah, drunk driving with Jay. I'm like, holy smokes, it's the Moscow Police Department. What the fuck? So let's pause for a sec. If we were to sit right up here, like where this empty space is, right? We could see down at the Moscow Police Department. And was he like making, this is what I'm saying, okay? So like the call for the kids, I don't know, was he like calling in calls like, and then seeing when they were dispatched or something? And then making his move? Like, what was this? Because he was here. Okay, now let's go back to the PCA. I don't think he was there at the police department. I think he was looking down or something. Because he was up on this road. It caught him on this road. And the PD is down on that other road. This is the back of the PD. So what the hell? The back parking lot where you can see everybody's cars. A potato gun? Mandy, you crack me up. So let's take a look at the PCA again. He was westbound in the 700 block of Indian Hills Drive. So he was heading towards King Road. And I'll show you the map. At 326. And then at 328, he was at Steiner Ave and Highway 95, which is Main Street. That's the same road that the Corner Club is on and all that. So I don't think he was there long, but all we know. Thanks, Flobert. But all we know is that, they have him at the 700 block. They could have him, on another road. They're just not saying where. But if he was there, he didn't stay long, is what I'm saying, because he's at the other intersection at Steiner and Main Street. But this is where it gets interesting, and that's where it's like, okay, suspect vehicle 1 and suspect, is there another vehicle that we've talked about? And we'll get to that. Hey, Sunshine Stacy, welcome. Thanks for coming over on the 411. All right, so let's fast forward a little bit. See, this is me, like, figuring it out. Okay, so we look here. Down at the bottom is the 700 Indian Hills, right? And then he went down this road to Steiner. And then he turned left on Steiner. So he would be going west on Steiner. Okay, so watch. Because he's on the east side of town right now. So there's the Moscow thing, and then we go down to Steiner. As you can see, I was a little bit confused. Okay, so here is the intersection of Steiner and Indian Hills. And we've got some Wu-Tang representing in the house. So this is where he's at. He turns left, okay, and heads down this way. Yeah, memberships don't carry over, unfortunately. They took my monetization away, so your memberships will probably be refunded, is what I'm thinking. Again, I'm being nosy. Because I wasn't sure what I was looking at. Wu-Tang. Alrighty, so this is our intersection. This is the Highway 95 and Steiner. Okay. And as you can see, if you followed me and watched my lives about the police blotter, there were quite a few from the A&W here. And then there's the gas station, the 76. But we don't know where he went from here because it doesn't say. But I'm going to give you the overview. Okay, so here we go. Let's pause. Why the hell was he way over at 700 Indian Hills Drive at 3 whatever at 3:26? Why was he over on this side? Like, if he literally left Pullman and came to Moscow, why would he be all the way over there? Unless he went over there to watch something, the police or something, because I don't know. It's just weird. Why would you go that way? Why would he be over there? And then if you look at, again, at the PCA, oh God, probably like some of that, like what people thought were cool in the 2000s, like Nickelback and stuff. He probably still thinks that's cool. And what was that other one? Like Hinder, you know, all those groups. I picture him listening to those because I think in the Poconos, they're a little bit behind. Anyways, 3:26 and then 3:28. Now, where it gets weird is if he was at Main Street and Steiner at 3:28, how was he on King Road at 3:29? Creed. Yeah, Creed's one of them. With arms wide open. Oh, yes. That is what is so strange. How in the hell was he at Steiner and Main Street at 3:28 and then on King Road at 3:29? Unless he's like, beam me up, Scotty. Now, it's not far. It's not like it's super far, but I mean, what the heck? The girls had like a 4-minute drive home from Main Street, right? Olive juice, lips of an angel. Fallout Boys. Sugar, we're going down swinging. Do they have him on camera leaving his apartment? Yes. Okay, so now we're going to get to that. You guys read my mind. This is why I love you. Okay, so let's keep watching my little video. Ann Taylor's going to have a lot of fun with this, you think? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They may have more, but I'm just questioning what we know. Death cam. Okay, so here is BK leaving Pullman earlier, right? That's the route. So all the way from Pullman and then over here by Indian Hills or whatever, and then over to King Road and just to drive around King Road and do 3-point turns and whatnot. It doesn't make sense. Look at me. I had to keep reverting back. I'm like, is this for real? Like, did they really think that he got there in 1 minute? Okay, so now we're going back to see when he left. A review of the video from WSU indicated that at approximately 2:44 a.m. on November 13th, a white sedan consistent with the description of suspect vehicle 1 was observed on WSU surveillance traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way at 2:53. Now check this out. Remember this. 2:53 a.m. He's going north on Southeast Nevada at Stadium Way. What is that, you ask? It's not Happy Time Weed Dispensary, unfortunately, but it's near there. Okay, here is Northeast Stadium Way, and you will see where the blue line ends is Southeast Nevada. So if we go back to the PCA, what did I say? 2:53. He was doing what? He was going south. What was he doing? See, this is why I asked, or why I said that, because I knew I'd forget. Damn it. The Watcher. Help me, you guys. What time was it? Now I can't find it. Well, he's definitely a creeper. But I'm just wondering if there was more than one car for sure. Well, I'm trying to find the time. $2:44 a.m. traveling north on Southeast Nevada at Stadium Way. And then at 2:53, he's going south. Yes. Okay. So at 2:53, after he goes north, then he's traveling southeast. This is so confusing because I don't know the area, but southeast on Nevada. Okay. So he goes north. Let's go back to the map. So he goes north on Southeast Nevada Street, right? And then he's seen coming back south. So what I didn't know is if he went, I'll show you. Because I found a few things that were interesting around here. So right here at this intersection, okay, and this is where it gets kind of weird. Bear with me here. Damn it, where is it? It's definitely Monday. Like they go backwards. Okay, here we go. So they have him in Moscow at 3 something, and then they go backwards as you go down, and then they're back in Pullman. So it's confusing. Okay, so we have him on WSU cameras at 2:44, suspect vehicle 1, and then at 2:53, they have suspect vehicle 1 going southeast on Nevada towards SR 270, which is the road that connects Moscow to Pullman. And this is when the forensic examiner identified that vehicle from that video as the 2014 to 2016. Sure, Heather, that'd be great. Let me pull up the Google Earth. Let's do the Google Earth. Maybe he was doing research at the PD, but I don't. If he was at the PD, though, would they have necessarily caught him? You know what I'm saying? On 700, why would he be on Indian Hills? Because Indian Hills is way up high. You know what I mean? If he was going to go to the police station, he would have just been he would have been down on that other road. But he was seen creeping around, I guess is my point. Like, he was seen creeping around up top, which is strange. All right, so let's get into some Google Earth this morning. Why does it look so funny? Hold on. There. That should be better. I had like dual screens going here. All right, so this is going to be a lot better than my stupid map. Okay, let's zoom down in here. You guys are probably making fun of me in chat, and that's fine. Okay. Jay Hughes here. Jay Hughes here. I'm just going to put Rogers Hall. It's going to take me exactly where I need to be. All right. Let's get our little guy. Feminem. Okay, so this is the intersection, and he went up this way. Okay. I'm assuming because this is north. Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about that does maps, but I don't really like to use other people's shiz. I mean, it is what it is. I like to watch other people's stuff to learn. But obviously, you know. Anyways, if you back out of here, I know I'm not the best at this, but it is what it is. And you go, watch this. There we go. This is what I'm looking for here. All right, so there's the Jack in the Box. Now, bear with me. I hope you guys aren't getting motion sick. See, this is what's weird to me, though. See, Potato thought he might have been going to the Jack in the Box, but I just don't know after looking at this in this capacity. Because look at where it says Rogers Hall, that's just a dorm right there. But it doesn't say that he went up Stadium Way, because this would be Stadium Way. That he would go around and then end up at the Jack in the Box. It says that he went. Now watch. It says he went north, and I need you guys to walk me through this because it's freaking confusing. Traveling north on Southeast Nevada toward or at Northeast Stadium Way. Traveling north on Southeast Nevada. This is Southeast Nevada at Stadium Way. And look what's right there. The ROTC. The ROTC building and their dorms. Did he know someone in the ROTC? But the weird thing is, okay, and this is where it gets strange, guys. Pay attention to the time. I know I'm a cluster, but you guys need to help me here. 2:53. He's at this intersection where it says Rogers Hall, right? Then he is seen traveling southeast on Nevada towards 270. At 2:53. What did he do from 2:44 to 2:53? What did he do for 9 minutes at this area of Southeast Nevada, Stadium Way? What was at Southeast Nevada? Because if you go and look, Stadium Way, let me go back to my video. My cluster F of a video, which I understand, crazily enough, makes complete sense to me, which is scary. But if you look at Southeast Nevada, it's the cross street. If they would have said, oh, he took, Stadium Way and went all the way around, then I would say, yeah, maybe he ended up at that Jack in the Box. But he was in this. Yes, Cammie. Yes, Cammie. That's exactly what I thought of. I was like, what was he doing for 9 minutes in this vicinity? And Cammie said, remember the reporter asked about ROTC and Fry got red-faced. They totally asked. She was like, have you ruled out that the knife came from ROTC? And then she said, have you ruled out that it was a woman? Or a woman was involved or something like that. Mad Hatter, I think that's very, very plausible. But he was sitting here for 9 minutes or doing something for 9 minutes right here. I was like, that's weird. Hello, Casey. Good morning. All right, so I dropped a little guy down here and we're looking around. So as you can see, it's right in the heart of the WSU campus. We're going up Nevada. And I'm showing you what's around there. Because at this point, when I was making this video, I didn't know what was around there. I'm just looking. But he had to know that there were cameras all over campus. What's really weird to me is this truck right here. See that like bakery truck or bread truck back there? I was on Google and that thing was sitting there in 2018 in the Google image, and it's still sitting there in 2021. I had a thought that he was going to another home after the kids' home. Whose home? What do you go to? Ugh. We know what he did in 9 minutes in the house, they said. I know. And he was in this area for 9 minutes, like doing what? This is the parking lot to the ROTC. And these are the dorm rooms for the ROTC. This is right here on the corner of Northeast Nevada or Southeast Nevada and Stadium Drive. So did he know someone here? Was he parking there like to throw him off? Who knows? But this is all, he planned this. So he knew that there were cameras all over. Oh, really? Mad Hatter says, my point is Bryan wasn't trying to hide any of his moves that night because it wasn't him that did this. I think Bryan called it in. Really? So what do you think is going on then, Mad Hatter? Like are they framing him or, what's your thoughts on that? Maybe anonymously. Weird. Because they weren't there yet, you mean? Because like he drove by at 9 a.m. He's like, what the fuck? Why haven't they called the cops? Why haven't they found their bodies? There is a lot of people walking around. Lots. 1000 block of Southeast Latah. Yeah, that's right across the street. But what's interesting about that, Mary, check this out. I have Brent's thing on here, I think. You'll see it. Look. Right here, Mary. See Latah Street? See Yakima Village right in the middle? See Latah right to the left. It's right there. His apartments are right there on that little road. It's like a little road that only goes from one part of 270 to another part of 270, and then it ends Latah Street. And what's interesting is, remember, there was also a hit and run that night. There was a hit and run where students were hit, a fire hydrant was hit, and it was leaking everywhere. So here are some apartments. I didn't look exactly at Brent's, but... Okay, Mad Hatter, if K-Pax did this, I think Bryan is being framed to protect Kopacka, thinking maybe Bryan dropped Kopacka's name to police same day he was leaving town. Wow. That's why cops pulled him over twice in 10 minutes. Okay, so the hit and run, let's go forward. I think I covered that in this video as well. So this is just showing you like the route he was taking here. So he had to get out from that way. Look at this map real quick before we move on to Brent. Or the hit and run, I mean. So if you look here, they said he was heading towards 270, but like there's no outlet down here. You have to literally zigzag through the parking lots of WSU to get out. And I don't even know if you can get out to 270 from there. It's really weird. But we're missing, other key, points where he was seen. But this is the parking lot you would have to zigzag through. Okay, so now we get to the hit and run. Hey, H-Town. These are the incidents that happened on November 12th in Pullman. So there were several DUIs. There was a welfare check in Garfield. And I think this is the one right here. Sheriff's office responded to a report of an injury accident. 2 subjects were transported to the hospital for treatment. That was at 1:43 a.m. 1:43 a.m. So at 1:43, there was this hit and run where that all happened. And then they have Bryan at 2:44 is the first time after that. So, but the police had that whole site. That hit and run was shut down all night till the morning. What do you mean, just Mike's? And then we had a suicidal subject on that night at West Adams Street and Garfield. Going towards Troy. Yeah. I do remember that now. Grove apartment. No, here it is. Brandy Way. I'm sorry. That wasn't the accident. This is the accident right here. It was right before midnight, 11:40 p.m., Northeast Brandy Way at the Grove Apartments. It was WSU Parent Weekend. I think it was also University of Idaho Parent Weekend. Yeah, I think so. I think there's something to that too, Mad Hatter, the Moose Lodge, for sure. It was Veterans Night. There's definitely more to it. Is it going to come out, though, is the question. All right, hold up. Let's do one more thing here. I don't know what you mean by pin the King Roadhouse, though. Hold up. Let's go back to Moscow. Let's go to 1122. Actually, you know what? Let's do some directions. So 1122 King Road. I think this is what you want me to do, Mike's. So it says it's a 4-minute drive from 700 Indian Hills to King Road. And it looks like you would take Taylor Ave. You would take Steiner and then you'd go right on Main and then take Taylor Ave over. Is that what you wanted to see? Retired vet with an Army issued K-bar knife. Oh, Sylvia, I know. I don't think we can say for certain Bryan wasn't the delivery driver, but if he was, the PCA would be criminally insane. Could it be that Bryan grabbed food and part of the ruse was to get them to come to the door so he could get in or something? Or who knows? I just think there was two people. I think there had to be two vehicles. There's no way that this dude was in all these places. How? I don't understand. Let's do a poll. I want to know if you guys... Wait, William is Gonzo. Wait, who's William? What do you mean? What you talking about, Willis? Oh, that SWAT situation was... I don't know what to even make of that. I think they got the bodies out at night on purpose. I really do. Hi, Brookie. Now, I just don't know how he could get there in 1 minute and be the same vehicle. That's what I don't understand. And what was he doing in that Pullman area for 9 minutes? "343 says, I think Bryan did clean up or was set up and asked to bring food by a roommate. Yes, there's something. To relocate Brent. But why? To kill 4 people? Why would they need to do that?
Did I ask them to do that?
I just don't know. I mean, are you saying that they didn't? I mean, why would they need to kill 4 students for that? It just doesn't make sense. I don't know what Kopaka drove. I don't think we've ever gotten... I don't think we've ever gotten information on that. I think there's been speculation, but then we also had the one Elantra that was crashed in Oregon. Remember that one? What happened to that? I'll show you guys where the Jack in the Box is. There's also a Jack in the Box in Lewiston, surprisingly. But there's not one in Moscow, so it's way over here. If you look here. But also, one other thing that was interesting. Let's get rid of that. Bryan lived in Steptoe Apartments. Now watch this. Look how close he was to that hit and run. The hit and run was on... What was the name of that road? Brandy Way. Okay. This would have been right in Bryan's path. Look, Steptoe Apartments. Northeast Brandy Way is where the hit and run was. Yeah, Viv, exactly. And there was that flood. So he probably couldn't have gotten through that way that night. Is that why he was seen going around? But he was there for 9 minutes still. Even though that might have been the reason why he drove the way he did over by the ROTC was because he was rerouted. But he was still there for 9 minutes. Nine-minute delay, possibly. Could be, could be. But then that's how close the Jack in the Box is to his house. But see if we go like this. Let's get rid of that. And let's get rid of this. And let's go to Rogers Hall. But see that? Cougar Way. I wonder if Ann Taylor lives there. See, there's the damn mystery probably solved. That's why he came that way. So was there a holdup because of that accident? See, this is why I like to talk things through with y'all. Because it could have simply been that accident that made him reroute. The silver Elantra in BLK's parents' driveway in Johnson, Idaho, has license plates registered to a white pickup truck in Puerto Rico. What? That's a what? How do you know that?
What?
Wow. If he is vegan, why would he have meat in his car? I have no idea. Do we even know for sure that he was a vegan, though? Like, is that even I mean, how do we know for sure? All right. I'm going to bring up some other stuff that I've found while we're live. And if you guys want to join at 3:00, I'm going to be talking about crazy ass story. This couple had a website where they were, they set it up to show people how to use eBay and stuff. And eBay workers stalked them to the point where they had pig mask from Saw sent to them. They had cockroaches sent to them. They were followed. They had funeral wreaths sent to their house. It is a crazy ass story. So we're going to go over that at 3. But I noticed when I was Googling some more stuff on Idaho that this satanic thing is real out there. This is some weird shit. And this is a conservative paper, the Idaho Tribune, but this is just something I saved. The Satanic Temple announcing attendance at Coeur d'Alene's Pride in the Park, where Kaylee's family's from. All ages event to host drag queen show for Idaho children. Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. The local Pride in the Park event geared towards children will host a slew of radical LGBT attendees, including Antifa, Satanists, and drag queens who will perform for children in the park. On the North Idaho Pride Alliance website, the Satanic Temple is listed as one of the official groups participating in the event and will be present handing out materials at their booth. Look, this is freaking real. Look, they're listed as a freaking sponsor. Like, what?
What?
Coeur d'Alene. The Satanic Temple, which recently came to Boise to perform unbaptisms, will be in attendance telling children Satan loves you. Now, this is the chick that runs the Satanist thing. Her name's Rowan Astra, and she goes, I will be at Coeur d'Alene's Pride in the Park next Saturday, June 11th, from 10 to 3. We will have merchandise and performing unbaptisms for those that are interested. Just know Satan loves you. Hail Satan. What? As we previously reported, Satanists aren't the only ones planning to attend Coeur d'Alene's Pride in the Park event. Antifa has pledged to attend the event to protect LGBT from what they call to be religious extremists, who surprisingly do not want children in the presence of half-naked men in dresses. Among the Satanists, there will be a plethora of LGBT speakers and performers, many who are drag queens. Corbin Thicke, is he related to Alan Thicke? So this is Dr. Nashty is the DJ. Predictably, the CDA Press is running cover for North Idaho Pride and the Human Rights and Education Institute by printing favorable stories for the colorful event geared towards children. Among the sponsors, there will be Idaho HIV, STD, and hepatitis prevention and care booth for children to learn about how gay people are at much greater risk of contracting such diseases due to their poor life choices. This is a really badly worded thing, but there were toddlers in the audience as well.
Oh! Yeah! Come on back, let's go! Turn around and give me your pose. Strike the pose. Strike the pose! Yeah!
Yeah, I don't know about this. It looks like they're in a bar, dude. That's probably not appropriate. There is an announced drag show for children on the event page. That one was in Texas that we just watched. Drag performer taking dollar bills from children at the Drag the Kids to Pride event at Mr. Bar in Dept. Bunking you. I didn't even scroll down this far. North Idaho is in the crosshairs of an international liberal force which seeks to alter the identity of predominantly Christian areas. See, this is all conspiracy shit from both sides. And then this Satanist girl goes, the outrage, the humanity, think of the children. I almost feel like these people might be punking. Because you got to remember, Idaho had all these riots, Black Lives Matter, all this political shit was going on. And this is last year, this stuff. The young woman who goes by the name Rowan Astra spends most of her time showing off her toned body in public places, wearing little clothing and promoting Satanism. She can be expected to attend this year's Pride in the Park event, which has been billed as kid-friendly. Okay, they're being sarcastic. This is your head of the Satanists there in Idaho in her garb. Look at this. I am headed out to Idaho to cover a pride event that is being threatened by gun-toting fascists. I can use any support you can provide. Still going to do Florida this month, too. This is scary shit. But see, the guy who's writing it is very skewed. He's an author, a Christian, So I don't know what they're doing out there, but these people they're like, I don't know. And I was reading, too, and I know it was on Reddit, but that Antifa has been fucking with things from this case online. I didn't get any specifics, but they were saying that they've been messing with the case to bring more conspiracy to it. So anyway, in my Reddit Kohberger viewings, I also saw this. And I love the comments here. What the fuck is wrong with people? Plus there was skin dogs and rabbits. Weird as fuck. And I mean, I read these and it's like we all feel the same way. So this happened in 2017. But look. 7 dead coyotes left on student property in Moscow, Idaho in 2 separate incidents. 3 sororities and 1 fraternity targeted. Animal blood on doorsteps and windows. What the fuck? Who does? And I read some people saying, oh, it's just a prank. The first incident took place on January 20th, 2017, and a suspect was caught on camera. Police officers identified the suspect, and it was revealed to them that the incident was intended to be a joke. And look at this one. The second incident, officers say, didn't fit the MO of the first, and the previous suspect wasn't declared responsible. The animal dumps were found on Pi Kappa Pi, Pi Beta Pi, and Alpha Pi properties between 1:22 a.m. and 4:22 a.m. Those are pretty specific times. And then we have Tyson Barrett. We don't have enough information as to who actually committed it, so we don't know if it's a continuation of that prank or someone else doing something. Pi Kappa Pi president Ethan Ennis says the coyote killings were gruesome. The coyote's body was mangled, and he says the sorority across the street got it even worse. Ennis said at Pi Beta Pi there was more blood on the doorstep, some even smeared on a window. Police said it appears the coyotes were shot, which is not illegal in Idaho. On the back porch of the home, now this is where it gets weird, where 4 University of Idaho students were murdered, what looks to be animal fur or some kind of cloth can be seen what looks to be a dog bed. What is this shit? Is this real? Is this fucking real? Or is this some kind of conspiracy bullshit? Did you guys, I'm not comparing the drag queens to the animal thing. We're just all over the place. Did you guys ever see this before? Is someone being mean in chat? It looks like the thing's kind of torn or something. Like they threw it out there like this thing's a fucking mess. But I've never seen stuffing in a dog bed be brown. Is that like Murphy's fur? I don't know. I've never seen a brown stuffed dog bed, but it says here it is unclear what is actually shown in these photographs or if the incidents involving the dead coyotes have any connection to the recent murders of 4 students in Moscow, Idaho. So I don't know why they're bringing up that doesn't even look like the same thing to me, unless it's something different. But look, there's like dog food or something all over the porch. Somebody said, what if Bryan was frogging? I don't know, but I feel like these pictures really show kind of how dumpy that place was. Like, that deck doesn't even look safe to me. Those are berries from the tree. Frogging, it's PH. You think Einan was frogging? It's red berries. That makes sense. That makes more sense than dog food, because it did look kind of like dog food. Thanks for clearing that up, Stevie. Okay, so frogging. Here, I'll just Google it. And there's a new Netflix where these people frog. It's called Hider in My House. What is frogging, and is it an urban legend or a real life crime? So it's when people live in your house and you don't know it. Okay, we're going to read through this. It's been almost 9 years since Jared Malvick and his roommates discovered a stranger had been living in their basement, but the psychological effects are still lingering. I would never leave a door unopened now, that's for sure. Even if it's a utility closet, I need to know what's in there, Malvick tells A&E True Crime. I feel like I am less trusting of landlords. It has not made me hostile, but it's definitely made me more on edge, more cautious. The crime of individuals secretly living in someone's home is known as frogging, a reference to how frogs leap from place to place. So they stay there for only a few days. So squatters is different. Squatters are like there and they're like, I'm not fucking leaving. These people hide. And it's like homeless people, you know, will go and stay for a few days and then they go to another place. So that's squatting, is when someone is living somewhere and they won't leave. The crime of individuals secretly living in someone's home is known as frogging. Frogs leap place to place. Frogging can take many forms, from transient intruders to more permanent ones, in occupied homes or ones where the owner is not in residence. Victims often sense something is amiss, but easily doubt themselves and hesitate to seek help, at least at first. So in this new Netflix series, these two kids, is it a movie or is it a series? I can't remember. I watched it yesterday. Frogging, Hider in My House. That's on Lifetime. There's also a Netflix. So there's a Lifetime called Frogging, Hider in My House on the Lifetime app. And then there's a new Netflix. It just came out. Malvick, then a junior at Ohio State, lived with 9 other people on the second floor of an off-campus house. Another group of people lived on the first floor. And in the basement, behind a locked door that the landlords had dismissed as a utility closet, lived a graduate student named Jeremy. Jeremy spoke in class today, y'all. The roommates had experienced bizarre occurrences. Thank you, I see you. That's what it's called. Like waking up to a slew of open cupboards in the kitchen. To this day, he's not sure if it was Jeremy's doing or another roommate playing pranks, he said. Jeremy found out when one of the roommates ran into him by chance. The closet was about 10 by 10 and was furnished with a mattress and a chair. Weird. And a bunch of Jeremy's belongings, including a guitar. So he was playing the guitar when they weren't home. The police and the landlords were called, and Jeremy made a polite but hasty exit. Arms raised in a V. As it turns out, Jeremy had moved in at some point with the consent of the old tenants. When those tenants moved out, he quietly stayed behind. Shut up. I don't think Einan was doing this. He clearly had his own apartment and a job. And his parents own a business. Oh, hi, Jeremy. After the discovery, some people say they saw him once or twice afterwards on campus. Melvick says, I never knew what he looked like. Froggers find a hiding spot. While not widespread, frogging cases have been reported across the country dating back decades. Decades? But due to the most recent popularity of the crime portrayed in movies, has people wondering if it's real or just an urban legend. Is frogging real? You bet your life it is, says retired Massachusetts detective Tom Lane. Tom Lane investigated a case in '86, long before the term was coined, involving 17-year-old Daniel LaPlante, who was obsessed with fellow teen Tina Bowen. LaPlante managed to sneak into the Bowen home, where he found a hiding place in a wall cavity next to the bathroom. He started taunting Tina and her family by emitting strange noises, drinking leftover milk, and changing TV channels. One day, he took Tina, her sister, her father, and a friend hostage with a hatchet. Tina was able to escape and run to a neighbor for help. LaPlante fled, but returned to the Bowen home a few days later. He was spotted through the window by Tina's father, who called police. Lane credits the work of Officer Steve Beezenson, now also retired, who used his skills as an avid hunter to land in on LaPlante's hiding spot. LaPlante was arrested. 2 months later, while out on bail, he committed a horrific crime. He broke into the home of Priscilla Gustafson, raped her and killed her and her 2 young children. He was captured after what Lane says was Massachusetts' largest manhunt in 20 years at the time. LaPlante was convicted of 3 murders and is serving 3 consecutive life sentences. Lane says this was the most bizarre and disturbing case of his law enforcement career. There is no doubt in my mind we are dealing with a cold, calculating individual, Lane says. He took pleasure in the voyeurism initially, but that wasn't quite enough. Would LaPlante have killed Tina and her family? Very likely, Lane says. Tina prevented that by escaping. She was the hero. LaPlante's crimes came at a steep price for the Bowen family, which endured lasting trauma, Lane says. Until his early death, Tina's father felt guilty. He didn't believe his daughters when they told him strange things were happening at the home. Even we, the police, had some thoughts of, is this really happening? It was so unbelievable, but it was real. And as a cop, you can't dismiss it. Oh my God. A frogger could be someone close to you. Connecticut detective Carrie Lavallo investigated a stalking case in 2017 involving a man who tormented his estranged wife while staying in her home. In an unhinged attempt to rekindle their marriage, while not a typical case of frogging, it has many of the same elements. The woman had a child from a previous relationship, and her husband sometimes stayed in the home a few days at a time to take care of the child while the woman was away on business. The woman began to notice strange things: banging on the roof, missing jewelry, clothing and underwear, and beer cans and cigarette butts strewn on her property. She found her kitchen cabinets wide open and her car tires slashed. That's terrifying. Police eventually determined the culprit was the husband, whose palm print matched one on a threatening Christmas card that had been sent to the woman. He told me he wanted to be her hero. He was terrorizing her, hoping that she would call him to make her feel safe. It was his way of getting back into her life. Hoping she would call him to make her feel safe. Weird. The husband pled guilty to threatening and reckless endangerment. And then they do it to empty houses as well. So that is what frogging is. So I don't know. I've never seen this photo, but this comes from the Idaho Tribune. which they're still showing Dilbert. That should tell you something. I mean, it's all skewed news. March 15th, 2023. Look at this. Kootenai County taxpayers shouldn't give University of Idaho another penny. Oh my God. See how bad this is out there? Marxist propagandists masquerading as educators. These people are pitted. It is bad. Never mind. Okay, look at this. The university. Okay, look at this. Wait. 4-H. As if the woke monster at the University of Idaho isn't fed with county dollars, they will end 4-H, Eat Smart Idaho, Forestry, and other services. Never mind the fact that UI already receives both federal and state dollars for these programs, but it's not enough. Don't look into their $169 million annual drain on taxpayers. There's absolutely no room for these programs there. Oh, so they're going to get rid of 4-H, Eat Smart Idaho. And for the love of God, definitely don't pay attention to the UI Foundation that currently holds over $460 million in assets, earning them bragging rights as the largest foundation in the state. It just wouldn't do for the University of Idaho to rearrange their bloated leftist-driven budget to fully fund these community programs. The county taxpayers must pay more. Here's a not-so-pretty view into where UI prioritizes the money they bleed off the Idaho taxpayer. The university pays their chief diversity officer nearly $150,000. The university president rakes in a cool $420,000 plus benefits. That's 646% more than the median Kootenai County household. This just screams equity, doesn't it? Courses like Famed 550, Critical Race Theory and Medicine, which is taught through a partnership with the University of Washington, with a description that includes bettering medicine through a critical race theory lens. Second-year medical students are also indoctrinated via their foundations program called Life Cycle in the therapeutic management of transmasculine individuals, female to male, who require androgen therapy. So they go on to talk about that, this healthcare thing. Office of Equity and Diversity, which appears to have more staff than the entire district administration of Lakeland Joint School District in Rathdrum. Vandal Climate Education and Support Team, which shares the university's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, with a chief role to collect, track, and adequately respond to information on any and all reported incidents of prejudice and hate against members of our community. Have they reported themselves yet? Every accusation by the rabid left is an admission of what they themselves are doing. Idaho medical students at the U of W Medical School at taxpayer expense may be taking specifically a medical course about critical race theory and medicine. So they've been talking about this on the House floor. Make no mistake, the University of Idaho is flush with cash and resources. The problem isn't that the university lacks the funds, but that they choose to prioritize their woke agendas over funding them. Instead of cleaning up the cultural and fiscal insanity on their campus, they come to you demanding money be taken into the county budget to supplement their anti-family, pro-status, alphabet mafia propaganda. Tell me again how property owners and businesses of Kootenai County should give 1 cent to an entity that is already drunk at the public trough while undermining everything we know to be right, faith, family, and absolute truth. Giving the University of Idaho any money supports unbridled wokeism and tells our community they are expected to accept leftist ideologies and be quiet about it. Kootenai County property owners are sick and tired of being taxed to fund entities that do not deserve the company at large or hold up our family first values. When did 4-H go woke? I mean, this is crazy. People. See, they're still talking about transgender stuff like bathrooms. It's crazy. but they're like so far right and so far left. It gives me anxiety. That's why I'm not taking any of this as, you got to look at it for what it is. What is this? Rob Spear. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, I found this article too. This is back from May 11th of 2018. I know it's old, but University of Idaho Athletic Director Rob Spear told the ASUI Senate that the athletic department had not had any issues with sexual assault in the recent past. This is rich. This is going to tell, yeah. Bill Thompson, the Santa Claus, according to the Moscow Police Department. However, a woman filed a report with police in November alleging that she was sexually assaulted by a UI student athlete. The MPD investigated the case and forwarded information to the Latah County Prosecutor's Office, which declined to file charges. The county's prosecuting attorney, Bill Thompson, said his office returned the case to the MPD without charges because there was not enough evidence to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt to the satisfaction of a unanimous jury. According to police records obtained by the Daily News, an officer responded to the reported sexual assault just before 2 a.m. on November 16th. Here we have Tyson Barrett again. Tyson Barrett said he contacted the office of the Dean of Students and Spear, who's the athletic director, via email later that day to inform them that an alleged sexual assault had been reported. Spear had been placed on paid administrative leave the day prior to his comments to the ACUI, and amid allegations, his department had mishandled complaints of sexual assault and harassment against a UI football player in the spring of 2013. I take great pride in knowing about any incident that I find out about and reporting it accordingly to the president involving Moscow PD, and I can tell you that we have not, in the recent past here, any issues with sexual assault, Spear told the Senate at its April 4th meeting. An attorney for Spear declined to comment on the November allegations, citing an instruction from the UI's general counsel not to speak about the case. Here we have Jody Walker again. UI Director of Communications Jody Walker relayed a response from the general counsel on Thursday. Jody Walker says, the administrative leave outlines that Spear is not to talk on any university business or as a university representative. According to police records, the woman reported she met a male student athlete on Tinder, and the two met at his apartment to watch a movie November 15th. Early in the morning, she reported to the MPD that she had been assaulted by the athlete. The Daily News is not identifying the male because no charges were filed in the case. The student athlete has not been removed from his team. MPD Captain Roger Lanier said the case was closed January 23rd. The UI has contracted with an outside entity to review the university's handling of previously reported police incidents involving a UI football player, Jari Level, in 2012 and 2013. So they name him. Stabbin said UI would also conduct an internal review and hire additional help to address the workload in the UI's Office of Civil Rights and Investigations. Bullshit. They lie. This is what they do. They lie. I have no idea if this dude's still there, but he's a liar. They're all liars. Why would you want to give a dime to this school?
Because you're a liar.
I would never give a dime to this school. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you for listening. We are going to be going over this. This is the couple, David and Ina Steiner. They were stalked by eBay employees. It was fucking scary. Hey, Megan. But I will see you guys back here live at 3 p.m. And please let me know in your thoughts below, replay crew, what you think of this information. I know when I talk Idaho, I bring a bunch of shit to the table, but it just shows their history. It shows what they're capable of. It shows what they've done in the past. And now with this house being demolished and, remediation being done, their things being taken out, families getting these weird letters from the university saying, oh, we're going to put all your stuff here. You can come sift through it. Anything you don't want, we will get rid of. But we see time and time again, just things from the past just keep coming back. Ina Steiner. I'm an Ina Steiner and David Steiner. So y'all have to let me know what you think. This is a weird ass story, but there were charges against some of these eBay stalkers, but eBay did not get anything from this. So, all right, guys, we're going to dance it out with the old Jays for Justice Dancer Outer. I'll see you at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, all the moderators who are here. Megan, thanks for coming in. Miss seeing you. And thank you to everybody in chat, especially legendary CEO, because that makes him feel important. Everybody make him feel important. All right, see you guys later. Dance it out.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone.